Folks, welcome in on this hump day. We've got a lot to recap. We've got a back-to-back ahead for the Buffalo Sabres. We've got to figure out what the hell is going on with this Buffalo wide receiver injury bug that's going on. We got to preserve what we've got. We got to get ready for Denver. We've got to get ready for the second half of the week. Let's go.
We all need a place where we can be ourselves, somewhere you can leave all your worries on the shelf, and whether you win or lose, you can count on me, and I can count on you. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. You know this train never stops.
Folks, welcome on in and happy hump day. We are officially about just halfway through January. We're at January 14th. I got Slick Al on my left. I got Don on the ones and twos. Am I right? I got Rachel already making her nervous in the saddle. We are ready to rock on this update. Trainwreck today brought to you by Herd of Buffalo Trainwreck Sports. Lot to get into, but also not a lot to get into, Slick, on this hump day.
You know, as someone famously once said, a little bit.
So obviously just recapping Monday night, we had a Texans blowout of the Steelers. CJ Stroud was telling fans what's good, even though he had 5 fumbles and became the first player to win a game with 5 fumbles since Eli Manning against the Bills in 2007. What was your takeaways from this game?
My takeaway, it was kind of the writing was on the wall that Tomlin was going to be making the decision he was before this game was even over. I don't really know how you can go and win a playoff game by north of 3 scores when you're fumbling the ball 5 times. And Don, I want your thoughts on this too, because you had the under in this game, correct?
Oh, yeah.
And there was 37 total points, 38.5 over under.
Yeah.
Scrape away with the under somehow in a Texans blowout where they fumbled the ball 5 times, and then Tomlin's out 2 days later with Rodgers' impending exit as well.
Yeah, well, it got even sweatier for some people that had 37.5, because if you remember that extra point after the last score, dude hits a line drive like he's a football star under the crossbar to miss.
Yeah.
Pretty funny miss there. But yeah, under hit, got a little sweaty at the end of there with, another scoop and score, but you knew.
That's the worst. When that game had no reason to be even close to the 37, 38 or whatever. But
Absolutely no reason.
But somehow you end up right against the number with time ticking.
I know. And but like with the little time left and Rodgers just getting pummeled by this defensive line, I was like, they're probably going to take him out and just throw up the white flag and say, run the ball a couple times, throw a couple screens, game over. That's exactly what happened. And it's we'll see what happens with Rodgers, taking one last jab at the Jets in his press conference. That's pretty great.
Yes, it's great, but also like the Jets were just so stupid and trusting him. Like they were listening to him. Remember when he busted his leg or whatever? But he's kind of like, I could be back in 4 weeks. I could be back in 6 weeks.
The jab at the Jets was a nice little double entendre there, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. As a guy that, well, we don't have to get into that.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm interested to see where Tomlin ends up, and I'm interested to see what happens to this Steelers team, because it feels like the Tomlin era, he inherits this great team, they win a Super Bowl, and then it was just like a slow decline where it's like, this storied franchise that's always great, kind of like Green Bay, and he mentioned it. But if you look at it, it wasn't a sharp fall off, so it's hard to say they had this major decline. But if you look at it over a decade, they really have.
Remember that it was weird in 2020. Didn't they start 10-0, 11-0?
Yeah, I think that was one
crazy start, because that was the season that we ended up playing them. At the very end.
We played them at the end. Teron Johnson had a pick 6 against Roethlisberger about 5 weeks before he had the one against Lamar Jackson, 102 yards. That was the whole play there.
Correct.
But yeah, so it was a weird situation there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they were 10 or 11-0, and it was Juju Smith-Schuster was unstoppable, and they were doing all kinds of stuff.
I do remember that, but I do remember also a lot of people being like, this might be the most fraudulent 10-0 team in history. It wasn't everyone was buying in. I feel like this year a lot of people bought in with the Colts when they were 7-1, and that
I think we were saying they were fraudulent then too. I don't want to fraud alert was up.
It was definitely a different situation, both of those teams. But yeah, you could have pointed out, which you did actually point out, the fraud alert. You're totally right, though, Don, declining teams over the years. But you got to say, even with the declining teams, how he went with a winning record each and all of those seasons with some teams that had absolutely no right to get to that position, let alone even to the playoffs, which he got there most of his tenure as well. It really is an impressive run. Did you guys see the Ravens owner, GM, He had
a couple good sound bites yesterday. Yeah,
really good sound bites.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this guy, by the way, before you get into Biscotti or whatever. But he seems like an owner's like a fan's owner. Like he was shooting straight from the hip. Like no bullshit.
Smirk he had across his face too. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say about the Tomlin?
It was like
he kind of dodged it, right?
He first goes, "Is that true?" And then goes, "Holy shit!" And then goes, "Wouldn't that be something?" Pause. Only if John takes the Pittsburgh job, is what he said.
Oh, okay. So that's funny. Then he had two more in this presser, two more zingers. The other zinger was they're like, does Lamar have a say? He's like, he's got a say. He's got no power though. It's like, I don't give my players power. I want them to have a say. I listen to all opinions, but I'm the owner. None of these guys have power in running the team, which was like kind of fun.
That's probably the perfect way to do it.
Like swinging your around.
and then he caps that off with the third best zinger. He goes, "Oh, I'm not." He's like, I'm selling this team in 10 years or less. I'm not giving it to my kids. It breaks up families. People fight over. And he's like, and I don't want to be old like Jerry Jones saying I'd cut off my new what for a Super Bowl. So he's pretty much like, I got 8 more years of this. I'm out and I'm retiring.
He's a guy for sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could tell. He definitely looks at him like an asset for sure. Probably the smart way to look at it. I hate to say it.
Now,
for sure.
Can I bring it
else real quick? Put on the cap for sure.
Because I got a
something
conspiracy.
else though, where didn't they say like, oh, if the kick had been good, like how much longer could John Harbaugh have been the coach? He was like, at least a week.
Yeah. That was the guy. Like it was just a that's the best answer possible.
We need to hear.
Right, what do you got the foil on for?
Okay, so impromptu conspiracy corner talking about Tomlin.
Love it.
All right, so do we think the conversation was, hey, Mike, we're going to fire you, but we're all going to say you resigned.
Yeah.
Give you a little honorable way out, but like there's no way you're staying. Or do you think, but he would have stayed if he wanted to, or do you think it was Mike being like, listen, this has been a great run, but I need a fresh start and maybe some time off?
To me,
I think it's time off.
Yeah, to me, Tomlin sees who could be at his helm next year, or doesn't see who could be at his helm next year, and the team that he's dealing with right now anyway. I think he knows his record would be at stake of not having a winning record for one last season.
I think
and he
the
wants
last
out.
2 years have aged Tomlin almost as much as the previous 10 did. Even with the Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown of it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think he wanted to take a break. It seems like either he wanted to take a break or he's got the best agent, like publicist, like situation going on, because everyone's saying he stepped away. Teams are saying they're offering him jobs right now. Like there were at least 2 or 3 saying they wanted to get him on the phone.
I will say though,
he looked great in all of this.
I will say there is a chance that he knew that they were plotting on doing this, and he was just like, let me just get ahead of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I quit.
I'm not fired, I quit.
Exactly. Before they could even approach him, he's like, I'm going to step away from football. And then just, if the right coaching situation just happens to stumble upon, never say never. I know all these TV networks literally on air as it was happening were like,
James Franklin.
We would love him to come to ESPN. Like, that would be awesome.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because I tweeted, I'm like, because this is what I think. I do think him taking a year off is likely. I don't think there's a 0% chance though he ends up somewhere. I do think he looked around at all the coaching massacre that happened this season and other opportunities, not just in, I don't know if he'd ever go to college, but in the NFL, and being like, you know what, I'm going to take some time off, see what happens. I don't think he's saying no to any offers outright right now, but I tweeted that. I'm like, he's seen so many great other openings, like he totally resigned, and someone was basically said like, no, the team fired him, they just let him say that. And I'm like, I don't know, like you have the Ravens came out and fired John Harbaugh. They didn't give him that amount of grace. So yeah, that's my conspiracy. Is I think he's seen some greener pastures right now.
I don't hate that. I can buy that, and I'm buying that foil for sure. Buffalo, Sunday or Saturday It'll be 2 p.m. local time, Denver 2:30 local time. What do we got? You're unzipping? You look like someone told you to have a bomb on your body.
Rich told me to take off my jacket.
Okay, we're taking off our jacket. So producer Rachel shouts an order. That's an order, sir. A soldier.
It happens.
I need a soldier.
That's kind of
and
like
we need soldiers, and we need receivers to go back.
I think the game's 4:30 Eastern.
It's 4:30 Eastern.
Oh,
but
you
local
said
time
local?
in Denver,
Okay.
2:30. Yes, sorry,
All
my
right,
bad.
shout out to
Yeah.
our Denver
That
friends.
did throw me off too when I saw that tailgate flyer as well. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So shit's crazy. I mean,
was like,
you'll
till
be waking up
2:30?
at 10:30. It'll be 4 hours to the game, which is a little weird
Yeah,
for sure.
A lot of
Oh,
people
that
are
local
saying
time.
NFL dropped the ball with this time slot.
Very
You,
much
you won't
drop
be
the
waking
ball.
up at 10:30. You better be waking up at 6:30
Yeah.
local time.
Denver. I mean, like, obviously. So you got the receivers, okay? That was the big storyline over the last 30 hours or so. Shavers playing with the busted up leg. Kind of unbelievable.
torn ACL. Apparently he's running around with.
Yeah, pretty reckless of you, buddy. No, I wish him all well. With that said, on a scale of 1 to 10, where does this move like your nervous factor for the game? I think I saw someone point out that they only had about 20 catches between them, Gabe Davis and Terrell Shavers, overall for the season. So not a lot of volume, but does it move the needle for you guys? For me, it's like a 3. Like it's definitely something. It's not nothing. Is it something to where we need to like sound the alarms? I don't think so.
I don't think necessarily. I mean, it definitely hurts a lot more when Gabe is in the exact same situation, and we only learned a couple days prior that we're going down. Not 1, 2. Josh Palmer got elevated back, but we can't guarantee he's going to be suiting up on Saturday, right? But it's not detrimental in my eyes. You know, Kincaid still found the end zone Sunday. Keon even had a good crucial catch at a point for some yards. Khalil had a career game. So we still have the guys. We just can't afford to literally lose any more weapons. And especially the one game where, you know, you go from the first run defense in the NFL to the second. You can't necessarily bank on your offensive game plan to be through the run. If that gets stopped, it definitely hurts to have wide receivers limited going into a game like this.
Value all these guys. The crazy thing is I feel like when we're looking for a replacement, I don't even need a guy who can get open. I need a guy who can block. Right.
And
Doesn't that seem like what we need?
And that's what Tyrell Shavers does so well
Exactly,
on special
that's what I'm
teams
saying.
and
We
run
need to pick
blocking
that up.
as well. Same with Gabe as well, too. So even Josh Palmer, we still got Brandon Cooks out there. Khalil obviously does his thing. But yeah, once you start to get through that nitty gritty, that you are short a lot of guys.
That's for me. It's more about like short bodies than like a ton of production.
Yeah.
It's like more of like the it's drawing even thin. We have less choices. But you know what? Everyone's saying it. Know whose time it is. Keon Coleman, destiny is calling me, bro.
I mean,
Keon, it's your time. I mean, literally, it's like every single guy, in front. Every single option is exhausted. We got no one else to look to.
Yesterday,
So.
Keon Coleman is absolutely Bill Murray in Space Jam coming in. There's no other option. Like you're the guy. Like go. It would literally almost be destiny. Like
Keon
imagine telling your kids like, yeah, Keon had like 6 for 100 and a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Like he didn't play all season because like they were mad at him. But
Keon has a chance to do the funniest thing ever.
Yes,
he finds the end zone once. Can you imagine he finds it twice Saturday? This train is everyone is back on board the Keon Coleman train.
I thought you were going to say the funniest thing he could do is find the end zone and then go to bed.
That would be hilarious. The Steph go to sleep.
Yeah, a little sleep celebration would be pretty funny. I'm sure Buffalo fans would love that one. I think this is only going to move the over-under more down, though. We were talking about it on Monday. It was already at, 46? What's it at now?
Let's check in with our friends at Poly Market.
See what the friends in the market are saying.
46, just down half a point.
Okay.
Or a point.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like this one's going to be played in the sludge. I think we're going to try and force Bo Nix to be Bo Nix. I mean, like, I don't think anyone's more worried about Bo Nix than they were about Trevor Lawrence, right? Like, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is coming in on a heater. He's playing very well. With that said, obviously, you got to overcome the injuries. We got to find people to fill those gaps, like we were saying. The good news is that it seems like Josh Allen's over the injury situation. A little bit, quote unquote.
According to him, his mouth, but we don't. I mean, this is the
First off,
postseason.
that's all BS.
Games get played here.
That's all BS. So where I'm taking this from is the Fitz and Whip podcast. Ryan Fitzpatrick and the other guy from Amazon or from the Prime broadcast.
Oh yeah,
the other guy. I'm blowing it right there. That's okay. Whitworth, right? Andrew Whitworth. I was wondering if it was something like that. Yada yada.
Sure.
Anyways, Fitz was breaking down the film of Allen, and he said he looked the best decision making because he was feeling good on the foot. He's looked in like 6 to 8 weeks, basically. Like, 'cause he was able to make quick decisions. He was able to get things underway quickly. 80% completion percentage, 2 rushing touchdowns does lend a little credence
I
there.
heard that and I attributed it more to
Brady made it
Josh
like a good
Allen
plan.
taking a week because there's that presser where he's like, yeah, Joe Brady told me to critique myself and watch myself, which is like, you haven't been doing that all season.
Try to do that in real time.
But each week maybe he's just watching film of the other D and not of himself the last game. But I attributed a lot to that. Now again, the Bills injury report, going into the game, it was just the foot. Now it's the knee and it's the right hand finger that he hit on the helmet. They might just be like acknowledging that it's a little sore and it'll be fine in a couple of days.
It looked very sad on the injury report because he had like 3.
Yeah, it was like we said, like
feels
foot, knee, finger, and head. Like
Shoulders,
he got
knees, and toes.
Yeah, check for a concussion. Literally every part, every limb, every part of his
possible.
body. But he said he's feeling great, and I trust that.
As we get into the Denver matchup, of course, like we're talking about, Phil Knowles here. Trainwreck today. Herd of Buffalo. Make sure you're following along. Not too much better on the defense, unfortunately. It seems like we're going to be without Poyer. That seems to be the consensus. I guess we might be getting Hairston back. That's like a little, obviously that's not the best, but we get a little speed back on the defense. With that said, Poyer, I mean, since he came in mid-October, around November, has definitely been a massive difference maker. So that'll be a lot of eyes on that. Rousseau, Milano, and Epinesa all limited. Those are all just rest to me. Those are all just making sure that those guys are good because nobody was too banged up from that group. If someone from that group's missing, I'm ringing an alarm. I'm ringing an alarm more if one of those guys are missing than I am for how I was with Shavers and Davis, with all due respect to those two guys.
Yeah. Now, what do you think with that Oliver being brought up? Do you think his window's open for Saturday?
He says optimistic. I am not as optimistic.
I'm not very optimistic, especially with it being the 4:30. Like
it's
the
a
early
horse game. It's a horse game.
They are saddling
and
up.
you got to think that if there's one man who doesn't want to miss a horse
There's
game,
one man there's one man that knows how to wrangle a beast of a Bronco. It's that man.
Sorry, guys. And
we're going to Denver.
Speaking of the D-line, we got Gatesy chiming in saying, did you guys see Buffalo Bill Darius Slay on the field at the Eagles game for their loss?
See that.
So yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I saw that. That was kind of people were making jokes because we own the rights to him. So he's technically now I don't know if I'd say on our team, but we own the rights to him. Like no other team can sign him.
I forgot that this is the Prater Bowl now, by the way. We used to have the Von Miller Bowl when we played them last year. The Broncos in the playoffs, but now we got the Prater Bowl. Prater played for the Broncos for 10 years.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But literally, the man is like, the ageless wonder. I forget that he's been in the league so long and then he started his career, because I remember him with the Lions. I remember
I remember him more so from the Lions.
That's what I'm saying, but I forgot that he was with the Broncos when he was a young buck.
Tune in. We got more trivia on some of the two-way street between Bills and Broncos on our Seneca One stream. So I cooked up some good questions.
I love that. But I would love to get into some little numbers game right now, courtesy of our friends at William Mattar, if that's possible, Don.
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
Hurt in a car. Call William Mattar. We just talked about some of the injuries. Hurt in a car. Call William Mattar. 444-4444. I love this one, okay? The top 4 teams in the NFL for an offensive stat this year. The Raiders, the Browns, the Titans, and the Broncos. What stat was it? It's not an elaborate stat. The top 4 teams in the NFL, Broncos, Raiders, Browns, Titans, 3 of the worst teams in the league record-wise, and then the Broncos. They all shared the top 4 of this one stat.
Offensive stat, you said?
Yes. Based on the offense. That's your hint.
Say
The whole offense.
Based on the production of the offense.
Okay.
say first down run efficiency.
You're close with the first down thinking.
Third down conversion rate.
Those are both like, those aren't right, but those are both close to what the end game of this stat is. If you're not doing well on first down and you're not converting on third down,
Yeah.
what ends up happening?
Frequency of going for it on fourth down.
Not frequency of going for it on fourth down, frequency of
Punting. Well, that okay. So that's
most punts in the league. Raiders, Titans, Browns, Browns. Do you expect that?
No. Well, I mean the three out of them. I mean
the three who suck.
But
of
like
course.
it is kind of special teams stat as well.
No, it's a special team stat, but it's because your offense isn't generating enough
based
drives
on the
so they're going for it.
Yeah.
So again, I didn't mean to play it. I didn't mean to make anything trivial. And folks, make sure if you're confused on anything, in your case, you're calling William Mattar 4444444. But yeah, I mean, we just need to make the Broncos punt on Saturday.
And that comes back down to our matchup last year as well that I felt too. If you get Bo Nix scrambling, it eliminates all other options. And you let him get his every now and then, 6 or 7. Oh, did I just do that? But
now I'm with you. The one thing though is which is weird is you want to keep
going
him
crazy
in the pocket.
right now.
Crazy.
Bo Nix, like the average quarterback scrambling is keeping Bo Nix in the pocket. Bo Nix is actually better when he's out of the pocket, apparently. So we want to keep him in the pocket.
Right. But we still want to get our paws on the dude.
Of course. You need to get those paws on Bo Nix.
I felt like he was scrambling a lot last year in the wild card playoff game. Maybe it wasn't as efficient. Don't know. Because
last year
he was just scrambling then taking off.
This year
he wasn't looking
master. This year his QBR
right,
or whatever
I guess that's where he evolves. Right 100%. Now he can escape the pocket and still look at his options downfield. Last year he was just running for his life and then ended up having to go downfield.
Yeah, and actually, Sean Payton did have an interesting quote. This wasn't this week. It was this week. Well, speaking of quotes, he had a pretty funny press conference where he just snapped at a journalist. Journalists are getting hammered right now, left and right.
People were trying to comment that like that was a fun back and forth with Sean Payton and
being like, oh, would you like to see him run downhill? Would you like that?
Dude,
like, what the fuck, dude? What the hell?
It was completely uncomfortable.
Like everyone knows
the entire thing was uncomfortable.
Everyone knows what that term means and is like implying. Like, he was just the first one in the existence of the term to be a dick about.
Also, it's like, don't you want someone covering your team to be using like the lingo and talking your language?
And
like,
being optimistic.
and he's like kind of like making fun of this guy for it.
Definitely made fun of him and definitely was like
so unnecessary.
Like, why are you asking that? Like that was not a fun back and forth.
Yeah, no, we had that. That's coming on the heels of the Liam Cohen thing where everyone's flipping out at that journalist. But anyway, my original point is Sean Payton earlier a couple weeks this season. He says how if he saw like something chaotic on like third down with Drew Brees, he'd call a timeout, they'd readjust the play and they'd go. He says with Bo Nix, he doesn't want to call a timeout because that's where he thrives and he wants to just like be athletic and make a play. So I thought that was interesting. Now he's like, Drew Brees, Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah, Drew Brees, I need to talk to you about this. Where it's like, Bo Nix, yes, you're about to thrive. I think that was a little overstated for sure.
That's what I
get what you're saying. I think I saw that quote, but
hopefully he's not.
Sean Payton's a big liar.
Hopefully he's not implying that Drew Brees like wouldn't thrive in that situation. It's just a situational thing, but like you just worded it terribly, like so many other things in that press conference.
I wonder why. Speaking of Sean Payton, why doesn't like in the NHL we see like in the playoffs super vague injuries like upper body, lower body. They don't specify like. Can we do that with Josh? Can we like not let him know that his hand's hurting because we're facing the bounty captain himself.
We need to keep. Maybe,
if you don't think he's going to the locker room being like, hey, if you get on Jess, just roll your 300-pound body over on his hand.
It'd be great.
Maybe that's why we did the injury report like we did with so many, because that way if you have somebody to target,
maybe his hand's completely fine.
It would be great if just on the injury report we had like Josh Allen did not practice load management.
For sure.
Just take a guess. Could be anything.
Yeah.
Speaking of load management, Sabres fans are excited with 2 games on deck. We got one
Back
tonight
to
against
back.
the Flyers. Biz takes Buffalo tonight.
Yeah,
And
what's
then,
up? They're like,
I don't know. I think they're
They're
trying to capitalize that like Biz like hated the Sabres. Now he's like on them, and they're in there. It's a TNT
I
game.
did like on the last game how Razor was like, they said something about him and Biz in the same broadcast booth, and Razor basically, I forget what he said exactly, but he was like, oh no, like Biz won't be giving me any shit, because they were like, he's a troublemaker. He's like, not when I'm in the room. It's like, damn right. Like, no one messes with the Razor.
That's the difference between like a monster and a demon.
Exactly.
Like, like Rob Ray's a monster to business.
It's like
demon,
Godzilla and Kong.
Yes.
Yeah. I just got to say it. Listen, Biz is on. He's on NHL and TNT, so that's where this is coming from.
We love our NHL and TNT
All right,
guys.
Love them. And by the way, Biz in Buffalo, if you're seeing this, reach out. Let's get a beer. I'm sure you're fun to have a beer with. But
maybe a beer Sabre.
Do I think there was maybe a better choice that's an actual Sabres fan? And more importantly, not a diehard Toronto Leafs fan of our biggest rival. We're like, oh yeah, come on in. Like, you know, I don't trust it. I don't know what he's going to be doing. He might be causing trouble in there. We're going to have to see. All I have to say is if you're a Buffalo Steakhouse, don't let this guy in.
Don't let him in.
Don't let him in. He might start some trouble.
For a city that's so good at price gouging Leaf fans out of games when they try to come here, they're just letting this guy in willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Right into the fan base.
So Sabres are looking to bounce back. Another win streak ends, this time at 3. I didn't mind that game. Ellis didn't play great, but it wasn't like, oh, that was why we lost. We just lost because we lost. We allowed a late goal. I was okay with that. Dunn returned to the lineup and had a fight. Now he's out 4 to 6 weeks, though.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I put that in there before that came out. It was like, oh, he's back, and then apparently not.
Yeah, what's the injury there?
I think vague. They said is he won't need surgery.
Oh, wow! Right after we were talking about how
the hockey treats injuries way different. Yeah, he won't need surgery. But he's out 4 to 6. It's interesting because he just came back. I feel like that fight was like, you know, I got to stay up here, got to stay in the NHL. Like, don't want to be sent back down. And for guys in his status, best way to show up on the stat sheet or get some eyeballs is, you know, throwing some fists. But hate to see him get hurt after that. But yeah, the couple people were mentioning, you know, this was the closest to a playoff game we've seen. I thought in the sense that, you know, I was at the game. This was typical Panthers game in the sense of there was a lot let go on the refereeing side. I thought one of them was one of our guys, I think Malenstein, just took like a straight up punch to the face during play. They stopped play too for
they always get punched during play. Nothing ever gets called.
And I thought it was going to be a penalty. It turns out it was like, I don't know.
You could just tell they were just waiting to see if blood got drawn, and that because then they would have to call the penalty, and nothing happened, so they didn't.
Yeah, and it was just bizarre because we start off the game giving up a power play goal to Reinhardt in front of the net like normal, tipping
I'm
it in.
sorry, but Reinhardt anytime free money. Like we should have been all over that with everyone else out for Florida.
But you know that penalty, it was with Benson kind of just backing up in the neutral zone, taking position. They call interference. I'm like, okay, like Panthers aren't going to be able to get away with anything. They just set the tone. They're going to call this game tight, and it completely turned out to not be that way. It was not a tight called game. But, you know, it showed that we could have hung around with them even when they're trying to bully us. So, you know, optimistic about tonight, optimistic about tomorrow.
And that's still, like, even with all those guys out.
You need to come away with 4 these next 2 nights. That's what I'm saying right now.
Well, that's
4
funny
points,
you
baby.
said that because
points.
Don actually had a funny prediction about how that game's going to go tonight.
Oh, no, what's the prediction?
He said we score 4. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
I said we got.
If we score 4 in each game, I'm loving it.
That's all I'll say. I think he said 4-3 final.
Okay, I love that. Do not love UB dropping a game. Oh, by the way, we have the reunion tomorrow, and we have 0506 tomorrow, and we have Justition's drop, where it's due. Pretty sick.
Absolutely. Sabretooth coming down from the rafters. I love the old Sabretooth acknowledgement, and you have to think that this was the plan all along with Dishon and the Sabres drop right ahead of reunion night with Sabretooth coming down from the rafters, the red and blacks. A big theme of this Dishon Sabres collab merch. That'll be on sale at the Sabres store at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And then we'll be right down the street just a little after that for the Seneca 1 Buffalo Playoff Rally Edition 2.
Yes.
Folks.
So I love the Just Edition design, but it brings up a whole controversy that's been around the Buffalo Sabres forever because they got the Sabres design. Do you spell Sabres S-A-B-E-S or S-A-B-S?
Well, they went with SABS, right?
Yes. And there's some people saying,
I mean, phonetically sounding, you would need the E.
Yes.
But
design-wise,
but I think from like it's a culture thing. Like so when like if you were to ask me like, oh, why do you say Sabres when it has no E? I go because it's the Sabres. Like it's culture.
Yeah, I think it makes sense in a design way because again, if you're shortening the word saber, take off the R, the E, and you put the S there. But phonetically, you need that E. You know,
the only funny thing about the E to me is if you're like, go Sabies.
Yeah. So I like it. Gonna have to cop one of those.
Yeah.
In the Sabre store tomorrow.
10 a.m. tomorrow.
Perfect.
Don't beat us there.
Probably
Make sure
lines around the door.
show up at 10:05. We're gonna be there.
Yeah, seriously, we got shit to do after.
College basketball, UB women's tonight. They're still trying to haul butt up in the MAC MAC standings. UB men's drops one last night. Couldn't make the comeback against Ohio.
Kent State. They
lost
those
golden flashes.
Yeah, they lost to Ohio last. They
especially
dropped two MAC in a row. Not
especially
good.
because free tag had 30. I hate when we waste a free tag 30 effort.
It seems like that's coming every game, though.
Yeah. The rest of the college basketball picture, I know I did see that Wisconsin win at Michigan was pretty crazy over the weekend. Then they had the crazy buzzer beater last night and what would have been like the letdown spot after the big upset or whatever.
Yeah.
Who's like the favorite? I saw was UConn losing last night too. Who's the favorite this year?
UConn's up there. I know Duke is like what 13, 14-1, I think.
You mean in like to just win it all?
Yeah.
Like Arizona, I think.
Yeah, Arizona's
Michigan,
up there.
obviously. I think Michigan's like the overall favorite before they lost. So yeah, you have to win the whole tournament. Michigan plus 350, Arizona 450. Then here's the dark horse, Iowa State.
Wow.
Tied with UConn at 10-1 to win it all. And then Duke 12-1. A bunch of familiar faces.
Just pick up their first loss this week to Kansas.
Yeah.
But that was college basketball. Right
that
now.
That was in a sharp spot. I saw that line too and was like, I should have put everything in Kansas.
The next
like
month,
2.5.
Win or lose, the next month the play is if you see a situation like that, you just bet it.
Yeah, this is about the time where I start paying attention more to college ball. You know, we'll see. All focus right now is on Bills and Sabres with how hot things are going. So I haven't had a lot of capacity, but I've been keeping tabs as much as I can, and probably at the end of the month gonna put a little future down.
Definitely got to monitor the college ball come the calendar new year for sure.
Speaking of ball, your boy Missoula wasn't exactly playing ball.
Yeah,
no. Reporters
pulls the. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Silver's drawing. Silver's drawing it up right now. You better believe.
Oh,
illegal screen.
Drawing it up. He's typing
illegal
fine
screen?
print into the CBA. Yeah, which by the way, love you, coach. Your dog, one of my favorite coach in the league, and that's not biased at all by any means. It wasn't an illegal screen. It just wasn't. You're not going to get that call with less than 2 minutes on the clock remaining in such a high-profile NBA game like that, especially one that's usually an Eastern Conference second round or even conference final matchup. Your Pacers, maniac, and a respected player like Pascal Siakam. I thought he planted his feet well, hit the pick and roll how he normally would. It wasn't much illegal about it. I can see why Missoula might be unhappy. Well, actually, I know why he's unhappy.
The Pacers are ranked where my Pistons were last year, where they were just way better than their record indicates.
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
We spotted 3 weeks ago, the Thunder were not as good as their record indicates.
And I do want to say, too, Missoula doing this is kind of childish because because then not only is that screen not illegal where they score, you have the last possession of the game.
Yeah.
You cannot sit there and give the Lynch treatment Wow, I should have said that way differently.
Marshawn.
The Marshawn
Marshawn.
Lynch treatment after having the ball in your hands, the final possession of the game. Wow, that's really bad, wasn't it?
Full intercourse on TV.
That was way worse.
Nothing
than that.
compared to what you got.
That was
high
way
score
worse
every
than
day,
that.
every day, buddy.
I apologize.
Yeah, that was bad. Okay, Marshawn Lynch pulling a Marshawn Lynch for sure. Thunder get revenge. You should have known. You're smarter than that.
Yeah.
They beat them multiple times.
Yeah. So that completely slipped my mind.
Yeah, they beat them multiple times, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, they're a 9-point dog."
Completely slipped my mind that the Spurs may be the only team to give OKC 2 losses this season.
So did you see, Stephen Shea's
So
new thing?
good.
So have you seen this, Slick?
No.
So he's doing a new, like the people that do the like climbing the ladders, like bet $50, roll over your winnings, and after 10 games you make it like 10 grand or
Trying
a
to turn
grand.
50 into 1,000.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some betting.
So his way though, most people like will make parlays to even money or bet even money. His is we're gonna start out at minus 500 odds. So first game 2 days ago, he bets Nico Collins, who gets a concussion. Second play of the game is out. Last night, he bets the Spurs plus 20 and a half at minus 500, and they lose by 21. It's just like, hey, I hate laughing at other people over gambling losses. It makes it easier when they're betting juiced out minus 500.
Yeah, when someone's betting minus 200 or more and loses, it's way easier to mock than a money line pick or anything like that for sure. And Shea's a good sport about it for sure. It's going to be a good sport. LeBack, 31 last night.
Lay 30 piece. Lakers,
I was told,
141.
I was told that LeBron was focused on his at-home simulator.
Yeah, his golf game, for sure. He's working on his swing, watching tape on not his opponents, but the greats like DeChambeau and McIlroy. Here he is, though, age 41, still putting up 31 as the Lakers put up 141.
Just unintentionally the funniest person that's ever existed.
I mean, I saw a clip too. He's playing some solid defense at this age.
Well, he's always been ruthless on the defense.
You guys are forgetting about the funniest thing that he's doing right now. The patch.
The patch
that he's wearing, that only he's wearing.
Oh my God!
The commemorative patch for himself.
It has the chalk toss on it. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I was taking crazy pills when I saw this patch.
Most LeBron thing ever.
By the way, I saw quoted it, they were like, "How can this not be a Centel tweet?"
And by the way, it's not even for him or anything. Not for his jersey collection. They're all getting removed after each game.
Yes,
and put into a potential trading card or a memorabilia item. Just crazy. There's no other purpose other than lay capital.
Yeah, he's got a percentage on this, and he's loving it.
Lay dividends.
We're gonna set the market going forward. We'll do commemorative things for all these superstars.
Lay portfolio expansion.
When Jason Tatum has 0 games left every season, we'll do a 0 patch. We'll come up with stuff like that.
He might have that already.
That's what I was saying. Sony Open in Hawaii, golf is back. Are the big names in this one?
We got a couple. Henley, Morikawa.
Colin might be a good bet.
JJ Spawn. Yeah, Colin's always a good bet, I feel like. Matsuyama, your Matsuyama.
Wow, Henley's the favorite at 10 to 1.
Henley's the favorite 10 to 1.
Matsuyama's the third.
So there's a lot of juice to be had on anyone here.
Yeah, I love when you get a non-Scheffler tourney and non-Rory, because then you're getting 10 to 1s as the
I don't think he's playing, but you got the biggest story. Brooks coming back, the PGA allowing him to come back. And
did you see they opened the window?
They opened the window and purposefully left out Phil.
Yeah.
By 1 year.
Some very niche things to get rid of Phil and get rid of some people, but whatever.
So
I mean, I'm sorry if you're the Jay Monahan guy or whatever in the PGA. You looked like such a dweeb during all of this,
the entire time.
So to keep Phil out, it seems so silly.
You're like the salty X.
Exactly. From the entertainment sphere, we did forget to mention last week the Traders on Peacock is back. Traders, coming, crushing, season 4. Looking forward to it. Right now, all I know is that I'm 2 episodes in. Lisa Rinna is a trader, and I'm excited to see what happens. Keep it from Roach Trainwreck watching for more
Finished
there.
Stranger Things yet?
No, I'm stuck because my girlfriend isn't making herself available to watch. I'm stuck in the Upside Down.
That's her fault.
Because you don't know. I know that this is foreign to you, but when you're in a relationship, like
fuck off.
you kind of have to do things together in this regard. Unfortunately,
It's been a tough
If
26
it was up
years.
to me, I would already finished this shit. I would already been on to Conformity Gate or whatever they're talking about.
I would have just done it, and maybe that's why I don't have the familiarity. So.
Well, welcome to the world for sure. With that said, I will be locking in for Stranger Things sooner than later. But let's lock in for some buy or sell for Buffalo and Denver this weekend. Brought to you by our Mile High friends at Victory Smokes.
Victory Smokes coming soon. Premium pre-rolls. Check it out. And in all stores, coming soon.
Okay,
Western New
looking
York.
for that. With that said, so just like last week, we looked at some topics, we looked at some stat lines, and I asked if you would buy or sell a Bills victory being locked in, courtesy of this stat line. So the first one, I think this first one's easy. James Cook, 120 rush yards and 2 TDs. If we get this and we lose, we didn't use Josh Allen enough, plain and simple. So this is a win for the Buffalo Bills if this happens.
Buy. If you can have James Cook be that productive against the second rushing defense in the NFL, it means your offense is snapping on all fronts, not just his. Give me that W.
Yeah, I'm buying it too. I mean, that's love it. Keep it simple. I'm assuming that Josh is getting the job done at that point, and I think that's the strongest assumption you can make on our team. So,
Bills allow 0 sacks. This is one where, like, if we can win, I could totally see this being a footnote. I don't know if this gets me all the way there. I'm like 90% there. This my only nervous thing with this is like he only got sacked once last week, and we had to come back twice in the fourth quarter. So that isn't necessarily a barometer of where we'll exactly be in the game. I think we're at 90% win percentage if he gets sacked 0 times, but it doesn't guarantee win me. I'm going to sell this one. Don, what are you thinking?
It's tough because again, like you're assuming a lot. It doesn't mean they're not getting to him. They might be hurrying him up, flushing him out of the pocket where he's has to make some harder decisions or run the ball. But I'm buying this because if we're allowing 0 sacks against the team that has most sacks in the league, that means we're getting it done up front, which is going to be the biggest challenge for this Bills team. So I'll buy that.
I am selling. I do think the pressure is going to be there, but as you said, I think Josh is going to be scrambling. But it is the playoffs, and we know historically he's a lot smarter with the ball in the playoffs. He's going to get rid of it quick, maybe even throw out of bounds when he's in trouble. I'm going to sell that. I could see us. I'm not even going to say it.
It doesn't guarantee a win.
I could still
Again,
be
the
very,
whole thing
very
is,
close.
does this guarantee a win?
Does not guarantee a
Denver
win.
held to 100 yards rushing. This just gets me over the finish line. I'm going to buy this one because I just cannot imagine a world where they have under 100 yards rushing and Bo Nix was able to take care of so much against us, or there was so much a turnover situation where we lose this game. So 100 yards rushing or less for Denver, I'm buying that the Bills are winning that game. Slick, what do you got on that one? Under 100 yards rushing for that Bronco attack.
I'm going to buy as well because I'm not entirely sold on the receiving core. They've had some drops this season. Not the fastest skilled group out there either. They do have some key guys. Obviously, Cortland Sutton's amazing. But if you can eliminate the rush game, I think it takes away quite a bit of Denver's entire offensive game plan. So I'm going to buy.
I want to buy this, but especially because the Bills, the biggest criticism is their run defense. But with the injuries we have, specifically Poyer, I'm going to sell this. I just don't think it guarantees a win. You're right. Like their receivers, I think are good. And I think they have a good mix of, they're not fast, but they're veterans. It's, young quarterback, veteran receiving core. It makes for a good mix. Now this means we keep Bo to hold his rushing yards. So I like that, but I just don't think this guarantees a win. I'm selling it.
Okay. Bills successfully kicked 3 field goals. Don, why don't you kick this one off?
I'm selling this one.
Yeah.
Because Now, yeah, if we get 3 field goals, it means we're humming, but it means we're not reaching the end zone. And I just don't know if that's going to be enough in a game, though it is telling me that apparently Prater is healthy enough despite sitting out of practice yesterday. I'm going to sell that.
I am going to hop on your bandwagon. I'm going to sell it as well. Where it gets me, though, is that they're in a position where they're comfortable to take the field goals. You wouldn't be taking the field goals if you were thinking, like, we're on the road. We got to be scoring points to catch up with Denver. If you're kicking 3 field goals, you're probably feeling pretty comfortable about where you are in the game at that point to be kicking those. So I think it's kind of similar to Bills allowing 0 sacks to me, where it's a little point of confidence, but it's not an end-all, be-all. So that's why I'm going to sell that one, Slick.
Yeah, you make such a good point with just the confidence in kicking the field goals rather than going for it in a 4th and short situation. So it makes me want to buy, although I am going to sell. I know Prater looked great against the Jags and they had the confidence in him, but this is just a season where Prater could make 3 field goals while still attempting 5 in the game. I hate to be saying that, but that could be the reality, so I'm going to sell.
Okay, I like that one. Last but not least, on our Victory Smokes buy or sell, Shakir, 8 catches for 65 yards. After the news early this week, I got to sell this, unfortunately. I could totally see this being a stat line regardless of the results. Khalil's going to see a lot of volume. I actually would like to see him more downfield still, but I think this puts you right in the middle of a buy or sell to me, Slick.
I am going to sell too. I think it's just below the threshold of where he would need to get to for a guaranteed victory. Obviously, career game last week. That would probably need to be where it would need to be at with Gabe being out, with Shavers being out, and potentially, God forbid, Josh Palmer out. So I'm going to sell on this one.
Yeah, I'm selling too. And for all the reasons you said, I mean, he went 12 for 82 last week, and it still came down to the last possession of the game. And now we even have less targets for Josh, less bodies in there. I think we're going to need that same game or even more. So this is a good stat line. If he goes 8 for 65 and we win, that's great. He did his job, but I just don't see it guaranteeing us a W.
Definitely does not guarantee a win. You guarantee yourself a win when you light up that Victory Smoke coming to a dispensary near you soon. Keep an eye out for Victory Smokes.
Hopefully more victories on the horizon.
Need the victories. Need to be celebrating those victories. Going into it. Crash out line. Not much to crash out on, I assume, unless we got something from Monday Sabres.
No calls. No, I guess Sabres faithful. Everyone's in a chill place. I said it earlier this year. I'm like, that big win streak, I think, was huge and got us into a playoff spot where we need to stay. Now we just need to win 4 games. All right, we drop 1, win 3, drop 1, win 5. Like, as long as we don't stack L's, nothing for me to crash out.
It's hard to crash out for Saberhood when you play so frequently after that 10 game win streak, because that elation was so crazy. You haven't seen anything like that in years. And then there's always, even if you take an L, there's always potential to bounce back 1-2 days later, which we have been thus far with the 4-game win streak, 1 L the other night, hopefully a bounce back spot tonight. So very limited short interval time periods for Saberhood to be crashing out, and hopefully no need in the future, especially after tonight.
Yeah, but so give us a call, though, if you do. We got a game tonight, game tomorrow. And again, you can always crash in. If you want to celebrate something great that happened, if you're hyped about the Sabres, maybe do you want to crash out about the Bills wide receiver room right now? I don't know. Or maybe just something tough happening in your life. We are here for you. Just hit us up at 716-226-6263.
Don't crash out online. Crash out
on our line.
For sure. Another episode of Trainwreck today. Winding it down. Folks, don't forget, we have an amazing merch store courtesy of our friends at 26 Shirts, as well as our Etsy store, Grand Theft Gridiron, Sell the Team. A lot more on there, Don.
Yeah. Quit bitching, which like that might have a limited
bad timing for the quit bitching.
The shelf life for that might be limited. That was a one-off for this season. We'll see.
Saying is if things end up how we all want them to, that shirt might need to get hung in these rafters.
Yeah.
And never sold again.
Yeah.
Or we sell it for like the whole off season. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure out. I did see a nice tailgate talk clip though, where you were expulsion some sort of bitching from yourself while wearing the shirt off a bridge. So that was good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Didn't put that one in the promo, by the way. Save that for the
People save that for the person. Yeah,
if you
I
haven't
caught that.
watched Tailgate Talk, tune in there. You might see something beautiful. Yeah. That was amazing.
I mean, the shirt was what made it, though.
Why do you think we needed McDonald's at 11:30 that night?
Hey, we all been there. We all been there many times.
Seneca 1 rally tomorrow as well. So I think we'll be running it back, I want to say, with our friends at Highmark and Seneca 1.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. We got some good segments for that. Last time we had Eric Wood on. Hopefully we have another guest. He's going to be there. Any other Bills players we know?
I believe it's going to be Eric Wood again. I heard there might be some guests and everything there. They might be changing it up for Highmark. The one variable I heard, and listen, this is not me making it about me right now, is that apparently at some point there will be Nick Revelis, the GM of Seneca 1, the president of Highmark, and myself on stage talking to the crowd. That's what I heard.
Oh, wow.
So we'll see.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Dream blunt rotation.
What if I just take the mic and I'm like, let's talk a deal with Highmark and Trainwreck. Who cares about these people?
You're talking Highmark.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Hey, we want high marks from Highmark, so we'll make sure to be on our best
Love
behavior
it.
and crushing it. Come hang out with us at the Seneca 1 rally tomorrow. Believe the official time window is 11:45 to 1. We'll be playing it by ear with that talking. We will be live from the rally and much more, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. See you guys there.
Indeed, we will. We will be live, and we'll be.
Could you imagine the energy in that building? Sabres big win tonight. Get Ryan Miller just pops into Seneca.
Going into reunion. Oh my God!
Hey, never
the
know.
whole reunion
squad could roll up.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine they come in on rollers? That would be absolute cinema.
And then
Absolute cinema.
That lines up perfectly for Saturday because, I mean, we have another chance at either absolute glory or absolute devastation because we got Sabres back to back.
Just like the Chargers Patriots game was supposed to hit like our ice cream sundae. The Chargers didn't get it done despite hanging around in there in the first half. If Buffalo takes care of business, that Sabres game is going to be an absolute ice cream Sunday bowl for sure.
Yep.
So make sure you're ready to bowl with us the second half of the week. Slick, Don, Rachel in the saddle, and myself. Let's rock and roll. Heard of Buffalo Network, Trainwreck Sports. It is never stopping. Let's have a great second half of the week, and you can only do that by having a good day
now.